What's up, guys? My name is Beast Mode, and I am bringing you probably one of my best gameplays to date on Modern Warfare 3. And it's so funny because Modern Warfare 3 is such a hit and miss for me. I don't know what it is about this game. Sometimes it gives me the most exhilarating highs, and I feel like the best player on the world. And other times, I am just like, I can't believe that, you know, just a couple games ago I was poning on these noobs and now I'm doing absolutely terrible. And that's why Modern Warfare 3 is just, it's so frustrating to me because it's kind of like this, it's like this drug, you know. At times it's great and it makes me feel awesome and I do super well and I really actually enjoy the game. I have a lot of fun because I'm poning on noobs and everybody loves to pwn on noobs. And then it's like as soon as I reach that point, as soon as I get a little bit of that high, you know, I get a little bit of that taste for it, Modern Warfare 3 realizes that and it's just like, alright, time to screw this guy over, and just goes, whoop-poo! That was me slapping my hand, by the way. Hopefully that wasn't too loud. It just slaps me. It just slaps me right across the face, starts slapping me silly, and boy do I get so frustrated because I'm like, I was just doing so well. Why, you know, why is that happening? That's just, I've come to know, you know, that's just how Modern Warfare 3 is. And today, this was actually the first gameplay that I played at all today. I got on, this was my first game, you know, I really wasn't expecting anything. Today was my day off, so I was gonna try and, you know, kind of power play through some COD, store up some gameplays for you guys, you know, get a little bit of a stack of gameplays going, because right now I'm kind of, the tank is on empty a little bit as far as Call of Duty gameplay and videos go, and I know, you know, you guys like to see that, you guys like to see a variety, and right now variety has been a lot of what I've been trying to bring you guys. I started a new Minecraft Let's Play series, didn't hit the sub box unfortunately. I've uploaded 4 videos on that. I've been uploading a daily Minecraft video. Every day now around 12 o'clock I upload a Minecraft video, but it's not hitting anybody's sub boxes, so I'm just going to let you guys know here in the off chance that this video actually does hit sub boxes, hopefully. Been bringing some Slender. I got some things planned, you know, for the upcoming weeks and stuff, some different things. Got a real life video coming that you guys are going to enjoy. Just really trying to get all over the map right now. I'm really trying to expand my channel, reach out to a larger audience, and, you know, just grow everything. This gameplay, by the way, and you can probably already tell from the title, finished 63-4. I do drop a MOAB. Probably, you know, I honestly feel like I could have got a double MOAB. Maybe even a triple MOAB. There's a couple times where I get on a decent specialist kill streak, but nonetheless, today I have a very interesting thing to talk to you guys about, and it's something that I firmly believe in, and hopefully I can express my thoughts and express what I'm trying to explain, because it's kind of difficult, but hopefully it'll make sense to you guys. And the thumbnail is of a fortune cookie, and on the fortune cookie there's a MOAB, and what I want to talk to you guys about today is, okay, let's just start off with fortune cookies. You know, I'm not somebody that believes in fortune cookies. I don't believe in, like, horoscopes, etc., etc. The reason being, well, for one, I just think it's a bunch of hogwash. But, you know, they make these statements, you know, in fortune cookies, they make these statements in the horoscopes, you know, daily horoscopes, and they're such general statements. They're so open for interpretation that you can take these statements any way. And when you hear something, you know, you hear this fortune cookie and say, I don't know, for example, it says a good opportunity will present itself to you. So in the back of your head, you're thinking to yourself, okay, this fortune cookie said a good opportunity is going to be presented to me. And then, you know, for that next couple of days while that's fresh in your head, you know, kind of in your subconscious, if anything happens to you, because that's such a general statement, and you're bound to have some type of opportunity or something good happen to you, you know, over the course of a week, you're going to remember that fortune cookie and be like, whoa, you know, it came true, but it didn't really come true. It was more just that you conformed the situations and the things happening in your life to fit into that fortune cookie, you know, to fit that projection. And I think that's how horoscopes are too. If you really read them, they're so general and they can be interpreted so many ways. It's just, it really depends on how you look at it. And when you have that in the back of your mind that, okay, this is what that said, you start to alter the events of things you're doing, you know, and you're like, oh, well, that fits that horoscope that I read, you know, this is kind of coming true. And where I'm going with this is, you know, being optimistic and being a person that others would consider lucky. Now, one of my favorite quotes, and it's not necessarily like an awesome quote or anything, but I think there's a bigger meaning to it than most people see, is from The Dark Knight. Not the new one, not The Dark Knight Rises, but the one with the Joker, and it's with Harvey Dent with his Two-Face, and you know, we all know he had the two-sided coin. It had heads on both sides, and he would always flip this coin, you know, whenever it was a situation, it was a toss-up, he would say, you know, okay, heads I'll do this, and tails I'll do this. Well, little did anybody else know that this coin is double-sided. It's heads on both sides, you know, and every time he does this, he always says, you make your own luck. I make my own luck. And finally, the girlfriend, what's her name, Rachel, she sees the coin at the end when he flips it to her, and she sees that it's heads on both sides, and it kind of hits her. She realizes, oh, like, you make your own luck, because he's just kind of giving off this impression, you know, he knows what's going to happen. And I think this applies, and it's just like a fortune cookie. If you're somebody, and I'd like to take myself in as example, because this is kind of why I want to talk about it, because this is how I am in my life, and it's something I really believe in, is a lot of people think they're unlucky. You know, everybody thinks they're unlucky. Some people think other people are lucky compared to them. And here's what I have to say about it, is if you think you're unlucky, then you are unlucky. You're going to be unlucky, because you have this, you have this mold in your head for yourself that you are an unlucky person, and you're gonna, something happens to you that you can consider to be unlucky, you're gonna throw it into that mold, you know, and mold that clay and be like, that was an unlucky thing that happened to you, and that's what you're gonna remember. Now, if you're somebody like me, I make my own luck. I tell myself I'm lucky. I tell other people I'm lucky. You know why? Because I'm really, you know, I'm probably not that lucky. You know, everybody's probably got the same amount of luck as everybody else. You know what I'm saying? The thing is people that think they're lucky, and people that, you know, put that into their head that they're lucky and they're optimistic about events, is they kind of tend to forget all the, you know, the bad things that happen, that bad luck that happened. But then the times that something crazy happens, you know, that's when they remember, and they're like, wow, that was such good luck. You know, I'm such a lucky person. They choose to conform their thoughts, conform their scenario, conform, you know, everything that's happening to them to fit the mold of them being a lucky person, you know, whereas in somebody that's, you know, telling themselves, oh, I'm so unlucky, they have a really pessimistic view on life and on everything, you know, they're gonna conform to that viewpoint, and so everything is gonna be negative. All the negative things that happen to them are gonna be the things that they remember and the things that they kind of shape themselves by. For example, back when I was in high school and I was still playing basketball and stuff, I was by far probably the best like trick shooter as far as just throwing up crazy things, you know, half court shots, go up from the half court and throw it up in the air, make it bounce around the free throw line and then bounce in, just, you know, all sorts of crazy stuff, throwing it off of walls, throwing it backwards from half court, whatever, you know. And everyone thought I was such, you know, I was so lucky. And granted, I am pretty decent at doing trick shots. I guess that's just because I would goof around all the time and that's what I would do. But the thing is I always told myself I was lucky, and I always was doing trick shots. I always was, you know, doing that stuff. And when I finally would make one, it wasn't like I made them all the time, but when I would make that one shot, you know, maybe once a practice I'd make something crazy, that's what everybody remembered. And it's like that Michael Jordan quote, you know. Michael Jordan states, you know, I can't remember the numbers exactly, but he essentially says, you know, I've been entrusted to take the game-winning shot like 70 some times, and I've missed, and I've done this and this and this, and essentially he's saying nobody remembers the times, you know, where I took the game-winning shot and I missed, but every time I took that game-winning shot and I made it, that's what people remember. People remember him, you know, as that guy that's going to shoot the ball at the end, that's going to go for the game winner. And although he probably, you know, almost probably missed more than he made, nobody remembers that, because everyone just, you know, conforms to that image. And that's how you got to be in life, you know. And overall, what I'm finally going to try and drive home to you guys, and what I want you guys to think about, chew on it, you know, kind of just mumble it up in your mouth and take it as food for thought, is if you think you're a positive person, if you think you're optimistic, if you choose to be optimistic with your life and pretend, you know, just that you are this lucky person, that you're a happy-go-lucky, you're going to notice it's almost like karma, even though I don't necessarily believe in karma. It's almost like karma in the sense when you start to think that you're a lucky person, when you start to think, and here's the MOAB, baby, when you start to think you're a lucky person, when you start to think that good things are going to happen to you, you have this positive outlook on life, then positive things are going to start happening to you. You're going to start getting lucky. You know, you're going to forget all those times where bad things happen, where unlucky things happen. You're not really going to remember. You're not going to choose to say, that was unlucky. That was something that was unlucky to me. But if you have that negative viewpoint just on the opposite, if you got that negative viewpoint, you think you're a very unlucky person, that's how it's gonna be. So luck doesn't exist, you know, luck doesn't exist. It's all a state of mind. It's all in your mind, and I choose to be lucky. I choose to make my own luck. I choose to be optimistic about life, because then good things happen, you know. And I'm not saying you get the point by now. You get the point. I don't even gotta say this anymore. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Dropping the MOAB, going 63-4, and really think about it. Chew on that, you know. You gotta make your own luck. Have a positive outlook on life, and good things are going to happen to you. It's been My Name is Beast Mode, guys. Have a great one, and peace out. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, let me know by just making love to this video. Just give it some love and give it a thumbs up. Share it around with your friends. You got my previous video in the top right hand corner, which is my Minecraft Let's Play. It's a daily series now on my channel. You got my Facebook and Twitter links, as well as a subscribe button in the bottom left hand corner. And as always, you have the mystery box in the bottom right hand corner, guys, to just spice things up. Hope you guys have a great day. Make it a great day, and peace out.